This is Radio Ecoshock with Alex Smith.
Signs that the world has entered into abrupt climate change, and that includes the underreported drought and heat waves that are killing people in India, stretching right across to Vietnam. And then I have to tell you, it's like over 90 degrees here in April in Canada. The forest fire season has already begun a month early, so we're setting records here. I'm living it. Scientist Paul Beckwith, he's so concerned that he's talking about the ability to use a nuclear weapon. It's the nuclear option, literally. If you blow it off in the dirt and raise enough dust up into the atmosphere that spreads over the northern hemisphere, you could cool the planet up to about 1 degree. And I think he's serious, but on the other hand, he's just sort of expressing a kind of desperation that scientists are feeling these days. Now that includes Dr. James Hansen and his team. And what I've got for you is an audio recording of a video that James Hansen posted on YouTube where he explains the new paper and the multi-meter sea level rise that could come out of it, the underestimation of science that has been done because of different models that have been used. So it's quite a paper, and it's a long one, and it's difficult to grasp, so I'm glad that Dr. Hansen has put something up there we can all use. Then we're going to go to a special report by the graduate student Eugene Lee, and he's calling up 3 experts about the Asian haze that's covering over Malaysia and Singapore. That comes from Indonesian peat fires, and you might remember in 1997-98, Indonesia was raised up to about the 3rd biggest greenhouse polluting gas country in the world because of these peat fires. They're very dangerous, and they're happening again. They happen every year. Why? So Eugene Lee calls up Dr. Helen Varkey, senior lecturer at the University of Malaya, Alan Tan, the professor of the National University of the Singapore Law School, and Dr. Rachel Carmenta, and she's a postdoctoral fellow at CIFOR, the Center for International Forestry Research in Indonesia. It's original radio about another problem that you just won't hear about in Western media. The program wraps up with a short teaser from Robin Upton's program, Unwelcome Guests, and the question is, does climate denial become enabled because of the Western denial of death as a culture? And so we hear a little bit from Robin's show, and I encourage you to go and hear more. Join us again this week on Radio Ecoshock, another episode from the Edge. You can download the whole thing or listen live from my blog at Radio Ecoshock, and that's at ecoshock.info. Thanks for listening, and thanks for caring about your world.